Okay, let's try that again. I had the camera going the wrong way for you guys again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Let's see if it's right this time. There we go. All right. I don't know why it keeps flipping like that, but anyway, we're headed the right direction now. Is anybody on with me? Let me adjust here. If you're watching this on YouTube replay, you can see all the cards that I'm making today. I did individual videos of them, so you can watch just the videos like individually if you'd like. But if you're joining us on Facebook, I try to come to you every Monday at 1 o'clock on Facebook with some fun projects. And if you'd like to join us, then you can come on over to Create with Kim on Facebook and join our group here. I have some kits to show you guys today. I've sent out a few emails, and the first one that I sent out was with the new Pretty Florals and the Sweet Blooms set that is coming out May 6th. It's a suite you can get it as, or you can get them individually. I created a kit with these, and what you're going to be getting with the kit is going to be these beautiful cards. This one is a gift card holder, and then this one is a fun flap. All of the cards are fun folds. So you'll be getting all of these, plus there's going to be a few bonus cards that you can get. And here's another fun fold. So there's, this is just a really pretty, I love the paper, I love the flowers on it, just very pretty. I've made several different, lots of projects with this. So you'll be getting that kit, and then you'll also be getting a quarter sheet of each of the papers. This is the new foil, the flowered garden foil. And it comes, let me see if I can get that glare off. It comes in 3 different colors. We got Strawberry Slush, Cloud Cover, and, what was that one? Pretty in Pink. And you got flowers on some, and then you have like this, you know, checked pattern here. But it's just really pretty paper, and you will use some of this on your cards for your card kit. You're also going to be getting the new In Color 2527 flat pearls. So it's a sneak at all the new colors. You're also going to be getting a bolt of the new gold striped ribbon. So this goes with a lot of different things, makes some really nice bows. So you'll be getting that with your card kit. So I put that one out first, and I wasn't thinking I need to do it a month ahead. And then I was like, oh, I need to get the tools kit out, because that one needs to be back in time for next month for, like, we got Father's Day coming up and just like any of the mail things. So I had trusty tools ready to go too, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to put them both out at the same time. It is going to be a quick turnover, so you'll need to register for both of these classes by May 7th, and that way they'll be shipped the end of May, and you'll be able to get these back for June. So here's some of the cards that I made with this one. Now with this kit, you are going to be getting... let me show you. I have some retired Trusty Tools designer paper, so I'm including some of this in with your kit. You are also going to be getting this fun paper, the Botanical Textures. I thought this was a really cool paper to use for this set. It just, you know, kind of looks like grease, or it could be mud, or, you know, it just works out really well with the Trusty Tools on this one side. But on the other, let me show you, you've got these fun botanical florals. So this is pretty versatile paper. I love that it's all black and white. If you stick with me, I have another class planned for you that's going to be like kind of like a technique class that I'll be doing with the black and white paper. So you'll be able to see that and show that you can do a lot of different things with it. It doesn't have to stay black and white. So those two classes I'm offering right now. If you're interested, there is a email that went out. If you're subscribed to my newsletter, then you can see that there and click on the link and, you know, get all signed up for that. And let me see what else. The dino kits, they already went out. So hopefully everybody has enjoyed those. That was a really fun, cute class. So that's out. Today we are going to be using the She's the Greatest stamp set. And this is a fun set that can be used for a lot of different things. You have all the ladies in your life covered. You've also got like cat mom, dog mom, plant mom, just all sorts of things. Parent, Nana, you know, I liked that one. Daughter, mother, aunt, in-laws, bonus, lots of different things. So I will show you guys what we're going to be doing. We're also going to be pairing one of our cards today with the Thankful Garden. So I haven't used this set in a while, and I thought it would be fun to play with that one today as well. So like I said, I have created all of these videos already. They will be over on Facebook, or on YouTube, I mean. So you can watch them individually if you don't want to sit and watch the whole Facebook Live. Let me show you guys what I did real quick. So when you get a stamp set and it's a bunch of words like this, you can read them fine here, but when you open it up, it's kind of like, it's hard to read backwards when you're looking for a specific word. So what I did is I stamped all of these. I just left them on this clear insert that comes in your stamp case, and I stamped them all, and then I flipped them over and stamped them all on a piece of white paper, and I slid it right in here in my case. So it just makes it easier when you're going to look for a specific word. I just thought it was easier. The only thing is that I used the navy blue to stamp it, and it stained all my stamps, which I'm fine with that. My stamps get stained all the time, and it's not a big deal. If that bothers you, then you might not want to do this because it did get them all. But it's just a quick, just a nice little tip for you if you have a hard time reading them backwards, to just stamp them like this, and then you'll know that, it's just easier to find. That's all. That's all I'm saying. All right. So we are going to make this card today. I used the Nested Essentials. I also used some glass dots on this. We have Blueberry Bushel, and we also have Calypso Coral. So lots of fun, bright colors. We're going to use one of our stamps here for our background. And we have to do a little fussy cutting. Oh, and then our leaves, they're Granny Apple Green. So we are going to get this ready. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper here. Because I don't want to stamp on my desk. Let me get some Blueberry Bushel ink. And this flower, you don't really notice it too much in the stamp set, but it's just a really pretty flower when you go to use it. So I'm just going to, oh, that wasn't good. Let's see if it inked. It sure did. Well, you know what? We are going to flip it because we'll just cover it up. Let me try that again. Oh my goodness. Let me get that out of the ink. And I just inked this one up too, so it's a nice juicy one. Let me clean this off here. Stick that back on there. All right, what we're gonna do, we can kind of create our own background here. We are just going to randomly stamp this. You want to stamp some of these off your paper. You can spin your stamp around so you get a different look. And then you're not going to see it too much in the middle, but we'll put a few in the middle there. That one didn't stamp good, but it's okay because that one will be covered as well. Just like that. Okay, and then I also stamped on a scrap white piece of paper. I stamped 2 more of these because we need to fussy cut those. So that is all the stamping there. Now we're going to bring in our mom stamp. And it says, "Mom, you're the greatest." My mom's pretty awesome. She made us Easter dinner yesterday. We all went out there, so it was really nice. And I'm going to use Calypso Coral for the mom. So I'm going to bring in, like I said, my Nested Essential. And we're going to ink this up here. We're going to stamp that right up there. Now, if you're wondering how I got these colors, let me show you real quick. So, some of you have used this color wheel and some are really confused by it. So, it's kind of like, it's just fun to play with actually. So, if you see I took the blueberry bushel, so I put my three marks here. And then I was like, you know, like what colors goes with these 3, the Misty Moonlight, Blueberry, or Night of Navy. I just kind of followed this line, and it told me Calypso Coral, Petal Pink, and Flirty Flamingo. So I paired this card with the Blueberry and the Calypso Coral. So you can do this with, it just depends if you want your colors to match, or if you want them to, like if they match, they're all on the same side here. If you want them to be like opposites, they say opposites attract, then you're just going to go across and do it. And a lot of times you're looking at this and you're like, this does not match. This does not look right. It actually, it works. I don't know how, you know, it works all the time, but it does work. It explains on the back of it, you know, the triadic, the monochromatic, the analog, or however you say that. So try it out. If you haven't used this color wheel yet, then it's kind of fun to play with. The complementary is across from them. So like if you did this, the complementary colors would be like that. So that's how I came up with my colors today. So just a fun little tip for you. We're also going to be heat embossing today. So let me get, I'm going to get my tray down here. I'm going to back you guys out just a little bit. I think you're a little too close there. This is just a piece of the Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to put my anti-static powder on there. And I'm going to put You're the Best. And we're going to use our white embossing powder. And this is just Versamark. So I'm going to ink this up real good. And I am using Retired White Stampin' Up! Embossing powder. We do now have Wow embossing powder. I am a fan of the Wow. I really like the coverage that you get from that. So if you haven't heat embossed ever before, or if you haven't embossed in a while, then you should try it. It's a lot of fun to, you know, kind of watch the magic as you make something. And then we're going to bring in our heat gun and heat this up. And I'm going to heat from the back and from the front. Oh, that didn't cover good. Let me try that again. There we go. And if you do the front and the back, then your paper won't warp. So it just kind of helps when you're heating this up so your paper doesn't curl. It's always fun to watch it change. Okay. I'm just going to pour this back in here. And we are going to emboss on one other card, so I'm not taking this stuff too far away. All right. Now, all I'm going to do is wipe off some of that powder. And I'm going to bring in my scissors here and just banner the end a little bit. I'm just going to go straight up the center and then cut in like this, just to give it a little banner. And then I'm going to put a little glue on that. And we're going to stick it right on here. I got too much powder on there. There we go. All right, and now we're going to put this on dimensionals. So this card comes together pretty easy. I'm going to take my twine here. This is just a linen thread. It's just a neutral. Oh, I forgot to tell you, that was one of the things that you're getting with your trusty tool kit as well. You're going to be getting a package of the linen thread, but it's got like 3 colors in it, like a gray and a white, and it's like a combo pack. So you're getting that as well in your kit. What did I do? Let me try this again. Wrap this around twice. There we go. I think I cut a little too much off, but oh well. We're just going to tie a bow over on this side. Oh, that's too loose. Let me try that again. Okay. There you go. Now I'll cut off all this extra here. Okay, now we can just bring our little sentiment back in. We're going to put that right over our twine in the center, like this. Now, because this is popped up on dimensionals, we are going to be able to bring our little leaves that we have here, and we'll be able to slide them up underneath without a problem. So we're just going to slide them under there. It is so windy today. It sounds like my house is going to blow away. Okay, just like that. And those leaves, those are from one of the new sets, the Pretty Florals. And oh my goodness, if you like leaves, you're going to love this set. I have had a lot of fun playing with this. So we have these leaves. You have these leaves, You have a great big leaf here. There's more over here. Actually, I have a better way to show you. Let me show you these. These are some of the leaves that this set makes. Now, with that set, it also cuts out some of the designer paper. I've stamped a bunch of these ahead of time and cut them out. But lots of different leaves here in this set. So if you're a fan of leaves like I am, then you'll like this. And then this set, it also comes like with this overlay and then these really pretty flowers. And they also have the smaller ones, so you can either stack these on top like this, or you can do them individually. But yeah, it's a really nice, pretty set. So that's where those leaves came from here. Just wanted to let you know that. All right, now we need to do a little fussy cutting. And I know a lot of you don't like to fussy cut, but it doesn't take long. It's all about moving your paper, not so much your scissors. And you can just zip around these pretty quickly. You don't have to get real close to the outside if you don't want to. But if you're you don't like a lot of white space, then you can cut closer up on the line. I'm just going to zip around these really quick. Oops, come on here. I'll have to fix that one. This card is actually almost done already, so it really doesn't take long. Okay, there's one. And I'm going to cut all this extra off here. Make it a little easier. So if you watch my video over on YouTube, I think I tried to do all the prep work ahead of time so you didn't have to watch me do some of this stuff. But sometimes it's good to see what I'm doing as far as the embossing and stuff like that. But you can also see that fussy cutting doesn't take very long to do either. Almost there. You can color these flowers if you want. You can ink blend them. Or you can just leave them like I left them, which I think is fine. Because we're going to put a little bit of our glass gems on them. And they will look fine. There we go. Okay. So we're just going to put these up on dimensionals. And we're going to stick them right over our leaves here, kind of in the corners. So they're kind of overlapping, just like that. And then we're going to grab our gems here. These are the faux glass dots. And I've just about used this pack up. These are on the last chance list if you're interested. So once they're gone, you know they're gone. I'm just going to pop a few of these in the middle of my flowers here. Just like that. Here, we'll get this flower too. There we go. Now we can just take our inside piece, and I'm going to take my blueberry bushel again. I'm going to leave these out because we're using these for all of our cards today. And I'm going to grab the stamp set out of another one of the new sets, the Sweet Blooms. That's the one that goes with the pairing one I just showed you. It's You Make Me Smile. And I think that's a good one for this. See how in this set it cuts out, the dies will do this double layer here, and it also stamps these great big words. So these are going to be a popular good set for scrapbooking as well, because you really do have some nice words in there. Nice big ones. Sometimes we're always looking for bigger sentiments to put in our cards. So, or on our scrapbook layouts, I mean. So this is going to be a good one. Put that back away so I don't lose it. And we're just going to pop this on the inside. Actually, before I do that, I did want to stamp another flower on the inside. So I'm just going to grab this and we'll put this flower right down there. And it's always good to decorate your envelopes. Don't forget about those. Let's put it right side up. Okay, just like that. So there's our first card. But you could change this up. You could put, you know, it doesn't have to be mom. It could be, like I said, there's so many options in this set. You could make it a lot of different things. So there is our first card here. Now, since I got the embossing stuff out, I think I'll do this one. This is going to be our Dog Mom card. I think this is a fun one. You can make this one Cat Mom, Dog Mom, Plant Mom, whatever you want. And we're going to do some fun stamping on this as well. I used the Dotted Circles embossing folder. On this one, I did this one first. Oop, I lost one of my dots. I did this one first and I liked it, but I thought, you know, there's always a way to step up a card. You can do simple or you can just add a little bit more to it, whether it be ribbon or embossing. So when I made this one, I used the Dots embossing folder on it, and I liked the way that this one turned out as well. So we are just going to put this together. This is Crumb Cake, and it's 5.5 or 8.5 by 5.5. Yep. And then we got Old Olive, 5.25 by 4, and then this is 5 by 3 3/4, white. So we're just going to layer these up here. This one has, you know, 3 different layers. It looks like it's got a lot, but actually it's super simple. It comes together quickly. There we go. All right, and then these strips are 3/4 inches, and they're by about 4 inches. So I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on them. So I'm going to bring my scrap paper back in that I put away. Here we go. And we are going to, you could always use designer paper on this, but I thought these puppies were super cute. And like I said, you could do the cat as well. But we have a paw print and we have a puppy in here. So I'm going to grab the puppy and the paw print here. Where's my paw print? There he is. All right, so we're gonna put him here. And I used Old Olive on this card. That was the only color that I used. So we're gonna put that there, and we're just gonna randomly stamp the Old Olive one with this puppy. Oops, I messed a 0 up. Let's start that over. Good thing there's 2 sides to the paper. I'll go all the way down. I'll just fill in a little bit. Okay, so there's one puppy. And then this is Boho Blue. This is on the last chance list as well. So if you're interested in getting the retiring in colors before they're gone, then you might want to grab them. I know things are going fast. Now, I'm going to grab the dog paw, and we're going to stamp on the crumb cake piece. This little paw is cute. If you turn him upside down, it's actually a little heart. Let's do one more. Okay, now while I have this out, I'm going to grab the inside of my card, and I'm just going to stamp these cute little puppy paws going up. Oh my goodness, I made a mess of my block. This is why you should probably use the block that is the size of your stamp, so you don't get a lot of extra gunk like that. But we'll make it work today. That's why I get ink around here, because my block was bigger than my stamp. So, all right, so now we're done with the stamping there. And we can put this on the ends. Oh, let's do For the Coolest. How about that? Number 1 Dog Mom. We could do World's Greatest or For the Coolest. Let's do For the Coolest. Stamp that before we put it in our card. Now we're done with the Old Olive. Okay. So I'm just gonna pop this right in here. This is 5 by 3 3/4. Okay. Now what I did is I took our Boho Blue, this is Spotlight on Nature die, and I did number 1, and then I did dog, and then I did a mom. So we are going to heat emboss on our circle. So I'm just gonna put our anti-static on that again. I don't know why this one is just really sticking. And we're going to bring back in our Versamark and our white powder. We're going to do dog. And we're going to do mom here. And I'm going to do number 1. I'm just going to stamp them all at the same time. And then we can heat emboss them all at the same time. Grab my tweezers here. Okay, that covered good. Let me pour this back in here. And bring in the heat tool. Again, I'm going to heat it from the front and the back. You can watch it start to change here. There we go. Now your tweezers will be hot, so don't touch those. All right. Now we're going to take our strips, and if you look, I changed some of these these two up. I didn't really care for the blue on top with this blue, so the second one I made, I kind of put it on the bottom. You could change these any way that you want. All I did is took my liquid glue and put some adhesive or some glue on them. And then, let me see, we got puppies, then we got paws, and then we have more puppies. So I just put them like this. And actually, we need to banner these ends. If you have the triple banner punch, then you can use that. Or you can just snip them like I do. I go up the center, find the center point, and then just cut in like this. Okay, and then we don't really have to cut any of this off. This is going to work fine. So now we're just going to take and glue all these pieces down to our card. Like that. And then I'm going to grab our label here and pop this up on dimensionals. Okay. And then we'll finish it off with our dots again. There's Old Olive in here, so I'm going to use some of those. Sprinkle these around. And there you go. Isn't that cute? I have a few friends that are dog moms. I think they'll like that. And there is our second card. All right. Moving right along. So our third card, we are using the Thankful Garden as well. So let me get cleaned up here a little bit and I'll bring that one in. So this one, I haven't used in a few weeks, and so I thought it would be fun. These flowers are such big flowers that they're basically your main focal point on your card. You don't need a lot of other things on this card. This card that we're making today is going to be the book binding. So you get a little fun fold here. I made the first one Nana because, you know, I'm a Nana. So I had to make a Nana. And then the second one I made Sister. And you can see the shades of the flowers are just a little bit different depending on what you use and how you color them, how heavy-handed you are. So that is what we're going to make here. So for the book binding, you have a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of paper. And let me bring in, I thought I had my measurement wrote down here somewhere. We are going to score this at 4 1/4 and at 5 1/2. Okay, so yeah, 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. And we're going to fold it like this, and then this piece is going to fold back on it. And we're going to put glue right on the inside of this seam here. That's going to create our book binding, just like that. And this paper, let me grab that back out for you guys. That is also included, oops, that is with the set, the Florals in Bloom. And this is such pretty paper. On one side, you have these pretty florals. Look at that. So pretty. And then on the other side, here, I'll finish showing you. Look at these papers. So pretty. And then your dies will cut out these as well. So lots of different prints. But then on the other side, you have just like more, I don't know, like geometric prints you can use for anything. So that is where I got this piece of paper. So we're just going to take this and glue it down to our the book binding part of it, just like that. And then this is a 4x4 piece of white paper that I embossed with the splatter, oh, what's it called? The plaster embossing folder, plaster painting. And because this is a 3D folder, and so you get pretty deep crevices in here, that's why I'm using the liquid glue so that it gets down in there and sticks a little bit better. So we're going to put that there. And this, you can tell, like, this is a huge embossing folder, so it's really nice for scrapbooking too. And then I have 2 Spotlight on Nature dies. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So this is also the Timid Tiger. This is one of the new colors. So getting lots of fun stuff today. Now, I don't have the Timid Tiger ink pad yet. I just had the paper, but what I'm using today is going to be peach pie and the pumpkin pie. So you'll see that the colors, they all, you know, coordinate. Even though they're not exact, they work perfectly fine together. So let's get those out of here. So I'm going to bring this one in, and we're going to use the number 1 again. And I did this in pumpkin pie. Like that. And then let me see. I could use daughter, human, Nana, aunt. I'll do aunt this time. There we go. And we're just going to put this up on dimensionals onto our other circle. Just like that. So we have that ready. And then this is a leaf that I cut out of Old Olive, and it's out of the Thankful Garden set as well. So they got some nice leaves in here. We're just going to glue this one down onto our card. Up here in the corner. Just like that. And then this is our white piece. It's also 4x4. That's going to go on the inside. So I'm just going to grab those fun flowers again. We'll stamp these on the inside. Oops. Okay, so then we'll take this and put it on the inside. Isn't that a fun little fold? Sometimes it's been around a while, but sometimes it's fun to go back and revisit a card technique that you hadn't done in a while. I actually had someone over the other day making cards, and they said something about the book binding, and I said, oh, I'll do book binding. I haven't done that in a while. So this is our white ribbon. And it says white blank. I don't know. It's just, that's all it says, the name of it. But this is probably my third roll of this ribbon. It's great to color. If you want to use your blends and color with it, then it colors well. It's nice and thin, so it makes really good bows. So I'm just going to wrap this around here. That. I'll just cut that off. All right, so now we're all ready for our flower that we have to make. So let me get all this cleaned up. I'm going to bring in my scrap paper again. In the Thankful Garden, we have all these stencils to use. And I've already stamped my flower ahead of time. I used one the other day when I made my video. So I'm just going to use the other one today. And if you want to see how I stamped both of these at the same time, I do have a video out on YouTube for how you can do both of them at the same time. It just saves a little bit of time. If you're stamping one, you might as well stamp the other. So that's what I did. And then these stencils, they're all numbered, so it tells you exactly which one to use next. Now, you don't have to use all of these stencils if you don't want to. If you just want to like get your base color, and then you just want to add a few highlights. If you don't want all of the different designs, if you just want to put the highlights in it, but you don't want like this layer or vice versa. So it's a fun tool to play with when you're designing these flowers. I really like it a lot. Now I'm using the, actually I'm going to use the peach pie first. And And then I'm going to go over it with the pumpkin pie. So let me make sure I don't have too much pumpkin pie on that one. So I'm just going to grab some of this ink, and as long as you have a notch here, so if you want to take this notch and mark it exactly where your stencil should be. If you line all your stencils up and you line that notch up, then you know that they'll always be in the right spot. And I just always take and put down here as well, and that way you can kind of guide it better. So I'm just going to take this first one, this is number 1, and just lightly go over my flower. Now I do have a piece that wants to bend and twist on me here. I think I was scrubbing a little too hard. When you clean these, all you have to do is run them under water. You don't have to scrub them or anything, and I think that's how I bent it, but I'm not really sure. So just be careful when you clean your stencils and make sure that you don't scrub too hard, because you really don't have to scrub at all. I don't know what I was doing. Okay, so now that's number 1. We're going to bring in number 2, and I'm going to use the pumpkin pie. I'm still going to use the same blending brush. I'm going to pick up some ink and just take some of it off. I don't really want it that much. And I'm still going pretty light. Oops, I thought I missed it there. I'm still going pretty light with the color. Not real heavy-handed. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to bring in number 3. And this is going to be just like the basic in the center design. So again, I line this back up. I'm picking up more pumpkin pie, but this time I'm going to use a little bit heavier hand with it, and I'm not knocking off as much on my brush. So you can see how you get the more of a 3D look with that. So there's that. And then I'm going to bring in Old Olive for our leaves and change out my blending brush. And then this one is pretty obvious where it goes when you line this one up. So I'm going to do lightly. So even if you're not a good colorer, you can color, is that a word? If you don't color well, there you go, or you don't think you color well, you can always use your stencils and create some amazing things. They always come out good. You never have to worry about them not coming out. You really can't mess them up. So I'm still using Old Olive, but I'm just using it a little bit heavier, and that's how we're going to get our fun dimension in that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now I need to take this over, knocking the desk, and die cut this out real quick. Eventually I'll have it set up where you guys can watch me do this, I guess. But for now, I'll be right back. Okay. So I just use a little bit of mint tape to hold my die in place so I don't have to worry about it moving. And there is our beautiful flower. Okay. So now all we have left to do is to put this on our card and put our sentiment on there. So I am going to use liquid glue on this again, just because of the bumps and grooves. Just like that. And on this as well. There we go. Okay. So now we have Nana, sister, and aunt. How's that? Okay. So let me bring back in the other cards that we made. This week's ordering special. Now, the rewards did change, so you guys get your hosts, or you get your rewards now when you place an order. If it's over $20, you're going to get 10% back on your order that you can use on your next order. And you can accumulate that total, or you can just use it the very next order. It's up to you. So with the $50 order this week, if you place an order in my online store, then you are going to be getting one of each of these cards to, I'm going to mail it to you that you can make at home. You are going to need the She's the Greatest set, or you're going to need a set that, you know, in your stash that is something like this that you can use. And then don't forget that the other set we used was the Thankful Garden. So if you don't have Thankful Garden, this is a great set that you can get with the stencils, the dies, and the stamp set. Or again, you can use whatever floral stamp set that you have. So I think that's all I have to tell you guys today. Thanks for watching. And if you didn't catch it live on Facebook, then you can watch the replay, or you can go to YouTube and watch it there. So I hope everyone has a good week. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.